multiple scalability of worker nodes. So they have not defined that as of now, that what would be the maximum limit, or how much message can be processed. But we have processed till 4 GB in one project, and it was processed successfully, but not as quickly, but successfully, yeah, it was processed. So there was no error for us till 4 GB also. So
Oh, okay.
okay, because it cannot be defined, because you know that because of the multiple worker nodes. If there are multiple worker nodes available with SAP, then it will attach those worker nodes to our tenant. And if it's not available, then you had to go with the nodes you have with you, whatever node you have with you. Okay.
Okay.
Hello, who's
And
joined? Yeah, someone is asking.
Is Arvind?
Arvind. 279 Arvind. Okay. Yeah. You were asking something, sir?
actually, in the center channel,
Uh,
I've seen some 50 MB something is there. I'll check one second.
in the HCI?
In Eclipse, I've seen.
No, no, see, that is the limit of a packet.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, that is the limit of packet in which it would be breakdown. Okay,
Oh,
you're getting me right?
yeah. Got it.
Just apart from Arvind, someone else has also joined. No, he's offline. Just a moment, just a moment. Give me 1 moment.
The maximum message size, body size in MB is 40 and the attachment size is 100. This is particular to this channel, right? Sana?
Hey, sorry, you were saying? I just missed out. Sorry.
Yeah, in the central channel, like in conditions, the body size in MB is 40 and attachment size in MB is 100. This is particular to this channel, this
Yes, this is
flow. Right?
yes. That is only for that flow. It's not specific. It's not universal to all of this, because means this is a I mean, it's in standard uh, integration, and they must have created based, means they must have optimized this iFlow based on how much the data can be consumed on either side of the system. Okay, so there is no actual limitation for HCI itself.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 1 second. So we have only 3 guys in the batch of 8 guys. So 1 second, because the portion which I have to cover today is very critical. What should we do?
Ask Bharat to call them if they will join. We'll see if not. But
Don't have any information regarding our guys.
Sorry?
I think Bharat has any information regarding other guys who are not joining the session.
I think Pradeep, they must have joined because they told me that day Pradeep and yeah, Pradeep just joined. Hi Pradeep. Vijay and Shankar and Karthik. So we have at least 4 guys, so we can continue today's session. Guys, just a minute. I'm connecting one system. Hello guys, can you see my screen? Hello.
Yes, Sanat.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before going to configuration of our ECC with our HCI and HCI with our C4C, let me show you one thing. Uh, I told you that from our HCI we can access any PI system if we are in the network. We can access PI system, and through that PI we can import the standard or the already existing mapping which we have created in PI. So I've just managed to get one PI system. Okay, check if I can access that through my Eclipse. Okay, and to import this, go to the import. Okay, and click on import. Okay, under your HANA Cloud Platform folder, you have one option called ESR repository content. Click on next on that. Okay, now project selected. No project selected. Once again, let me select a project. Uh, well, let's take this one. Import ESR content. Let's see if we have some interfaces there. Okay, so I think it's connecting my unable to fetch content. It's not connecting or what? One second. So in preferences, in repository connection, we just provide the URL of our PI. This is the URL of our PI. We give the user ID and we give our password. We test connection first of all. Are we able to connect to this one? Connection to server available. Okay. Click on apply. Click on OK. Go here. Select any of the package. Click on import. ESR content. Click on next. It must give me the unable to for more details. Click error logs. Where are the error logs? Console. Where are the error logs? It's not giving me error logs also. So, this is the PI screen. This is the URL of my PI. This should be accessible to me. Oh, sorry, my mistake. One second. One second. My mistake. Sorry. Hello, who has joined? Now it will allow me to import. This ESR, this one. So it will allow me to load the HCI PI content into my HCI. Hello? Am I audible to you guys or connection is lost?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes, sir.
Has anybody joined just now? Hello? Okay, see. So you have the list of all the interfaces. Let's take some mapping. So it will allow me to load the mapping also from my PI. So again, these things won't be shown by any other. I'm showing this also. That I am importing the predefined mapping in my PI I'm importing those to my HCI. So let's say I am just taking the mm order or this one. This is the one, not this one. I need this dev to business one. So I want to import that mapping. So see, it will be imported. Click on this. Yes. Yes. So see in the console, it will say the delivery to business execution request import successfully. Okay. Now this is my mapping. Earlier I didn't have any box for mapping also. Now I have the mapping. I will double click on it and I can view this mapping. So go to the design part of your map, and this is the WSDL. Okay, okay, yeah, sorry. So I forgot to tell you, as soon as we import the mapping, the uh, required WSDL is also imported, and this WSDL should be under this box. It has been imported. So the sender WSDL and the receiver WSDL both are imported. See. Uh, So you have the sender WSDL and the receiver WSDL. So the data is coming from your ECC and it is going to some cloud or anything, okay, any third party. And I have developed this in my PI, and now I want to use my PI mapping or PI objects to my HCI. So what I have done, I have created the sender receiver structure. This receiver structure is in the form of WSDL. See, this is the WSDL. अरे यार, this won't work now. Yeah, still. So this is your receiver structure. This is your sender IDOC structure. Okay, and this is the mapping which was done in your PI. So without, if I am not comfortable and if I have an existing mapping in my PI, I can directly import that to my HCI. So it will reduce too much of estimation cost and all those things which comes into consideration while we are giving our estimates to our client. If they have PI and they are migrating on from PI to HCI, then in that case you don't need to create the mapping and you can use the existing mapping. You can import those existing mapping into your HCI. Okay. Apart from that, even if you want to create a structure from scratch and you don't want to create those in your HCI Eclipse, which is again a very big pain, then you can create in the existing PI and from there you can import those things, those objects to the HCI tenant. Okay. So this is one way. This is also one way to download the WSDL. Okay, download or import the WSDL. Some means there is one more note also. There means if you want to import a visitor, let's say from your ECC, if you have an IDOC and if you want to do a mapping and you don't have your means if you want to import that is a standard IDOC and you want to import that to your HCI. So this is again a one way, directly import that HCI that IDOC to your HCI, PI, and from PI import that objects to your HCI. So this is one way to import the IDOC WSDL or the sender WSDL or sender structure to your HCI. Okay. So I had to show you this one. Okay. Now let's go to the configuration of a pre-packaged content. Any questions till now? Means we hadn't had the class yesterday. Any questions till now? Hello.
Sir, very good.
Okay. So what we'll do, I will be now we will be configuring one standard scenario. I will be showing some another scenario, and we will be seeing those things in live, how to configure these things. Okay. So first thing, what we'll do for a standard scenario to configure, let's see, there are two uh, ways, either directly from your web UI. So how do we do through web UI? Just go to the standard scenario. Let's first of all go to a 10 name. So this is my 10 name. Anybody watching match? India Pakistan?
No, sir. No.
Okay. Not the fan of cricket?
We are fan of cricket, but we are not getting the chance to watch the TV.
Oh, I guess there is rain,
Only
so it's
CN, only CN is going on.
oh, sorry. Okay, okay. Correct, correct. So you can watch online, no? Anyway, the rain stopped due to the match stopped due to rain. So anyway, after this training, we will continue watching because I'm a big fan of cricket. Anyway, so in the discover screen, okay, first of all, you need to discover which scenario you need to implement or which scenario you need to use for your landscape. Okay, so let's search for this. These are the only highlighted one, or the ones which are recently updated, or the ones which are being which SAP wants to flaunt there, that these services are there. Like you have the Salesforce adapter by Adventico. So this is recently updated, and many have asked for the Salesforce adapter specifically in HCI. So they have just put those in the featured one, whichever they want to showcase. Okay. Now the latest one, just click on latest one more, prepackaged content, and you will find how many days this. So Employee Central, SuccessFactor, Employee Central to ERP organization. This is there for from the start of your HCI, but this has been updated multiple times. Okay, so and this is the version. This is the 5.1.0. So this many times this iFlow or this package has been updated by SAP. Okay, you can see now SAP is also allowing the prepackaged content from the third party provide third party providers also, means implementation partners. This is the Rogo consultant. This creates the prepackaged content specific to business solutions, which are like the standard business solutions, your Microsoft PowerPoint or ServiceNow adapter. ServiceNow again and tool used by companies. Okay. So now it is allowing the other third-party prepackaged content also to be displayed in their discover screen. Earlier it was not the case. Even if these adapters were free to everybody, it was you had to go to marketplace and you had to download and import those to your design screen. But now SAP, what SAP did is they have directly given these adapters in your discover screen. Okay, so you can even use this, and you can leverage the functionality which they have provided. You can first of all read the description. See, so many things are even understandable by the description what this package do. So Rogo Microsoft, Rogo is the company consulting which has developed a SharePoint adapter help customer to integrate in an easy manner with SharePoint Online for Office 365. So it is specific to SharePoint where you can upload your documents and you can manage your client documents, your company documents, or anything, any type of documents with, and you can upload, you can manage, and you can even means share those documents with your client. Okay, so it removes the complexity of integration with SharePoint Online by providing an initiative and straightforward connection and connectors. Let me. I'm also the first time opening this adapter because this has been recently created. 1.0.0 version is 1.0.0 published on Monday 29th May. So 3 days. Okay, 6 days ago. Okay. Um, and this is they have given their information also. Nice. Secure connection with all XML this and this are, oh, there are no artifacts. So this is still in the, means they have not provided the artifact in this. They have just provided that this connector would be coming in future. As per my knowledge, means as I can see, there are no artifacts, no iflows, nothing. There is a document provided. Either you have to go with this document or they will provide this artifacts in future. Okay. So let's go back to our Discover screen. Let's go to, rather than highlights, let's go to all. The total number of prepackaged content is 85, the package number. Okay, when I started it was around 27. Okay, so fast and how quickly they are updating and how much priority they are giving to this HCI prepackaged content so that they can deliver maximum number of standard scenarios and client or customer don't need to uh, go for the custom iflow creation or the standard scenario. So let's say you have the uh, payroll configuration. So for that also they have provided the adapters. You have the Facebook connector adapter. You have the Twitter connector adapter specifically for the C4C, where you can import the marketing data or the social trending data from Facebook, and you can import that to your C4C, based out of which you can take the business decisions. Okay, so SAP is giving the prepackaged content for those integration solutions also, which are not so mainstream, but SAP is giving emphasis on those things also. Okay. Uh, so you have the SuccessFactor employee central data. Let's see what type of this package is. So click on those package, and whichever package suits your requirement, click on that package. Okay. You have the little bit description, the same description in the lengthy way means what it does. You can manage. In this integration package enables you to replicate employee master data and organizational management data from an ERP system to SAP SuccessFactor Employee Central system. With this, you can scenario you can manage this one as a system record and either regularly replicate the data to employee system using the side-by-side development model. Okay. Now, for this prepackaged content to work, you should have either this add-on with Surface Pack 10 or higher installed on your ERP system, not on your cloud or your SuccessFactor. This prerequisite is specific to your ERP. Okay, so you need to be with uh, Service Pack 10 with this add-on PASE_in 100 add-on should be installed or patched in your on-premises system, ECC system. Then only this prepackaged content would work. Okay, you have some two artifacts in this. Okay, before going to those artifacts, let's understand what this means. You have the vendor, which is your SAP. So SAP has created this prepackaged content or this package. The version is 5.1.0, which means this many times it has been updated and renewed. Okay. And the mode is configure only. So what does this configure means? Configure means that you cannot make changes in the prepackaged content. You are not allowed to make changes to those prepackaged content. You can only deploy this prepackaged content and you can use this prepackaged content, but you cannot customize this prepackaged content. Just a moment, you will understand what I mean to say. So here, when I go to artifact, there is one thing called view metadata only. Okay. For this artifact, this standard artifact or this iFlow, you have only one option of viewing the metadata. Let's click on view metadata and it will take me to the iFlow which they have created. The metadata is that what this iFlow will do, okay, what is the name of it and who will be the sender and who will be the receiver. So in this case, sender is your Employee Central Cloud or SuccessFactor Cloud and your receiver is your ECC or ERP. In ERP means our ECC. Click on this iFlow, name of the iFlow, and it will take you to the actual iFlow where they have created full scenario. So this is kind of a complex scenario where the data is coming from your, from where it's coming. Okay, it's coming from your ECC. It has been triggered from ECC, but again it will be getting updated in your ECC, which means from ECC this has been triggered, so there would be some patch job in the ECC. Okay, it would be triggered from ECC. It will be taking the data from back to your SuccessFactor Employee Central, and it would be updated back to your ECC system, SAP ERP notification system. Okay, so it is going back to your ECC system. So from ERP back to your ERP, but from ERP it is just triggering the message. It's kind of when you want to trigger that message, and from SuccessFactor the actual data is coming, which is going back to ECC via your HCI. Okay, you will see that there you can, if you want to view this different means, if you want to understand the on Groovy scripting or something like that, you can click on that Groovy scripting and you can read the code, actual code they have written. Okay, the actual code is for the taking generate select clause. So they are creating a select query based, means they are first of all creating creating a select query one by one with the code name, code file name, format data. They are creating a select query and then they are using it on the SuccessFactor. Okay. I'm going back to my scenario. If I want to use this and if this iFlow fulfills my requirement, whatever the requirement my client or customer has, if I want to use this, fulfill my whatever my requirement is, then what I will do, first thing I will do is copy this scenario, copy to the package. If I click on this copy, it will be directly copied in my design screen. So I'm clicking on this. It will say this would be existing beforehand if someone has implemented this. So see, it has given me a message that this pre-packaged content has been implemented. This has been already copied and it is existing in my design screen. So if let's say I don't want to use the existing one and that existing one is being used for some another system and I want to use create a copy of it. Okay, if I click on overwrite, it will overwrite the existing whatever the functionality they some other guys have written in this prepackaged content would be overwritten with my configuration. So never overwrite. Always click on copy, create copy. Okay, and once you click on create your copy, it will give you an option to add your suffix to that object. So let's say, anyway, I will keep this suffix as it is. Okay, this would be added in front of my package. I just clicked on this, clicked on OK, and package copied. Okay, and mind me, this is the configurable pre-packaged content. It's not editable. We will see the editable one also. Let's go to the design screen of my HCI. So this is my design screen. Now let me see which is the one I have just now copied. So is there any option to filter by name, created date? Okay. So see, just now I have created this content or I have copied this content from my discover screen called SuccessFactor Employee Central to ERP organizational data, today's date and timing. Okay, so at this particular time, this package has been created and it would be unique to the content which is available already in the design screen. So let's click on the package and let's wait for it to open. Okay, so now let's say my one employee central is connected to one ECC and I am again creating an interface for another ECC. So it should be the standard process, the practice that you would be creating different packages for different scenarios. Okay, you can create your own package and then create your iFlow in that. And if you don't do that, it would be confusion for you guys only when you want to maintain or once you are going into the support phase of the development. Okay, it would be quite confusing for you guys. Okay. Now, in this, there is it has been said that this has been last modified by me. Okay, and the date and the time, prepackaged content available. Yes, so these two prepackaged content are been provided in your HCI. Okay. Now click on edit. So it says it is not editable, it's a configurable package. Okay. So you cannot edit any object, you cannot make changes to this object, what you can do is you can just copy this object to the design screen of your HCI, and then you can deploy it. That's it for the configurable one interfaces which SAP has specified. It is done to keep the whatever the development and whatever the solutions they have created. They don't want the outer network to use those and create their own interfaces. That's why they have kept it as uneditable. Okay. I will click on the button OK. Okay. And I will be going to deploy this interface. So what deploy means? So once you have created your object, the sender adapter, the receiver adapter, the mapping coming in between, let's say you have created your own mapping. So again, those are available. So here you have the option of, in the action of the interface, there are only three options available. Either view the metadata. Metadata is whatever the things which is provided on above, from where the data is coming and from where the data is going. Okay. Configure. Configure means you can create your, you can configure your HCI for this interface in your design part, and you have the deploy. Deploy is nothing but once you have created interface, you need to deploy this to the client also. Okay. Okay. So to the HCI tenant also. Okay. So if I click on configure, it should take me to new screen once again. Yes. So here is the configuration screen. Configuration of prepackaged content is the easiest thing in any of the middleware software. Okay. It just provides it just gives you the exact details which you need to provide to HCI for integrating two middlewares, two softwares. So in the sender system, let's say if your sender is your ECC, okay, so you have to give a adapter name for that. So again, you can give whatever name which suits you or which is specific to your business naming cluster. So you can give the name sender underscore ERP underscore out. You can give your address also, and you would be having one specific URL for your IPO. Okay. Now you have to provide which adapter are you using. So are you using the sender adapter, SOAP adapter, or you are going for the REST adapter or OData adapter? In this scenario, they have hard coded only for the SOAP adapter. And this is your sender address. And what type of authentication will you be using? Will you be using the user roles authentication or client certificate based authentication? So you can check both. We'll click on user authentication. In this case, we won't need to provide extra user ID here, details here. But if you are providing the client certificate, let's go to the client certificate. It will populate me one more URL or one more option where I can import the C4C details to the HCL. Um, so this is your client certificate. Okay, so this is done for sender. This is for receiver. Okay, in receiver system it would be nothing but your ERP system, because the sender is your EWM on premises. Okay. Give the URL of your whatever your endpoint system is. Give the URL under the address. Okay. Keep the allow chunking as tagged. Proxy type, whatever the proxy you are doing, are you doing a proxy configuration or are you doing an RFC configuration? Based on that, you can click on that. Okay. So if there is an RFC, you will have to go with the on-premises. If it's an internet over internet or so it should be selected as internet. Okay. The authentication type, it is again, I would say. If you are connecting over internet and if the system wants the user ID password, then these things come into picture. Else if there are no user ID password, then these things does not come into picture. Okay. The credential name would be ERP underscore credentials. So this is done for your receiver also. And the standard parameters, whatever the parameters SAP has provided in your iFlow, you can use those parameters directly in your configuration of your Eclipse. Okay. For your HCI, configuration of your HCI. Okay. And the parameter, the standard parameters, let's say SAP has given little bit doing work tweaking the customized or tweaking or customizing their iFlow using the parameters. They have given the standard breakaway points from their Eclipse. So using that, you can either check your interface with your HCI, or either you can whatever means if there is some changes required by customer at the end point, so you can do that changes directly in the HCI developer option. Okay, so this is true. Okay, so this is how you do the configuration of your Eclipse. Do provide the sender, provide the receiver, and some little bit customization through the XML, means either through the standard fields which they have provided, or if you want to do that, you can do that through your Eclipse to download and configure your your iFlow. Okay, so let's go back to the sender. If my sender is ERP, in this case the message is being triggered from ERP, it is sent to the cloud, whatever the cloud is. From cloud the data is coming back to my ERP, and there are right now some issues, means we are facing some issues in the on-premises system, because I guess the certificates are being I would say expired or now no longer used. It's the sandbox system of customer, so there is no possibility of the connectivity from ECC. Anyway, so authentication done. Okay, now parameters done. Okay, so now the next thing is deploying this artifact to your cloud. Okay, give me just 1 minute. I'm just coming back. I'm a little bit. Hello guys, you are there, no? Hello, Arvind.
Yes, Anand, we are there.
Yes, sir.
One second, just I'm coming 1 minute. Sorry for that. Sorry for that. Hello? Hello? There? Uh, Again, yes. So again, coming back to our standard scenario configuration. Okay. So we just provide the sender details, the receiver details, and the parameters. That's it. Okay. And in this case, you have multiple receiver and multiple sender, one sender and multiple receivers. So in receiver, you have the option called ERP in, the ERP notification in. For that, you need to provide another URL. Okay. For ERP exception notification in, you need to configure again. Okay. And your success factor SFSF integration. So SFSF is nothing but your success factor system. Okay. So this is what we do in the pre-packaged content direct deployment. Okay. So this is direct deploying the configuration. We are not concerned with what is going on in backend, how the interface will work, what exactly the data will, where exactly the data will go, and where what all things are being performed in your iFlow. You will be just configuring the sender and receiver. That's it. However, the complex scenario is, but if you are just using as it is, you don't need to worry about what is happening in between this. If in case you want to customize that, so configurable scenarios are not customizable, not at all. You cannot download this scenario in your Eclipse, or you cannot edit this scenario also. So you are in your discover screen and you don't have any option to edit this configuration. Okay. But if you are going for an pre-packaged content which is editable, so which are editable, again we will go with the discover screen. So discover screen first, then I will show. So the Hybris one, Hybris Cloud for customer with ERP marketing, Hybris S4 and any one of them. Let's take this one and let's see if it's configurable or editable. So the mode is editable. Okay, you can go to the artifact. Let's first of all copy this to my design module of my HCI. I'm just copying it. If it's already existing, then I won't be creating. I will just search that there to be using that existing one. So RIS. So you have Hybris. Which one was so anyway, any one of them, because all are editable. The mode for all this one is editable. So I'm clicking the C4 SAP Hybris Cloud for customer integration with your ERP. Okay. Now, one more thing before going to that, uh, this screen, that there is something written called update available. Okay. So what is this update means? Update means that your SAP has updated this prepackaged content, and if you want the new features or new functions to be available with you, you can just click on this update this package, and it will update all the new features which are being provided by SAP in those prepackaged content uh, for you. So for my case, if I want to update this, let's say I am updating this. This is the older one, which I have copied on 5th 4 2017. So recently, 1 month back. But after that also, this has been SAP has provided new updates for this package. So I will click on update this package. Okay. And let's say I have implemented some scenario in this, then that scenario will be also updated. Okay. Uh, there is one catch in this update. When you means at the time of your asking, means when you get the access of your HCI tenant, SAP asks for you to auto update or manual update. Okay. So auto update means as soon as they have the new functionality or new features which are being updated to some iCloud, they will automatically update that to your those features to your tenant also, regardless you want it or you don't want it. Okay, that is one thing. But for this tenant, it is not automatic update. This is the manual update. Okay, so manually I have to check if I have to use those updates, means those if I want to update those new changes, or else I can I don't want those new updates and even those existing functionalities to work as it is. So it's up to me. But means whenever you go for the automation update, just keep that in mind that it will be automatically updated, and you don't have any control over when to update and when not to update. Okay, it will automatically be updated. And if you want to go back to the older version, then once you go back to older version, you will not get the updates in future. Okay, so that is again catch in the update and non-updatable prepackaged content. Okay. Automatic update and manual update of the HCI. Now this is your editable package. Okay, so click on this edit, and you can add more iClose to this one, this package. In that configuration, the configurable one, that was not possible. Let's say I take this scenario and I have to change this scenario. Then again I have the option edit available for me. It was not possible in the configurable one. Okay, so if I click here edit, it will give me a warning. It will allow me to update, but it will say in future you won't receive the further updates. Okay. So if you edit the artifact, you will not receive any further updates. Would you like to proceed? So the standard way of doing is always say no direct, don't update the standard or change the standard scenario. Copy that standard scenario if in case you want to customize it. copied those scenario to your Eclipse or create that to create new scenario from Eclipse and take the functionality, whatever the functionality which are available, just copy those things and with the newer name create that to your Eclipse. Okay. Now even I can deploy this one also without editing. I can deploy this one also. As soon as I click on deploy, it will say yes. It will be validating and will give me some error because it's updated because this adapter specific those things are already present. Okay. So if I want to configure, I could have configured with the newer URL. If I want to add the URL, I have to change the URL. So I could have changed this and I could have clicked on deploy. Okay. The sender and the receiver. In this, there is only one sender and one receiver. So I have to provide the URL of both. Okay. And in this case, the URL of my receiver is my cloud. Okay. So whatever the port is, I will show you how to get this port details. Um, for the record, this is my C4C uh, system. Okay. This is how my C4C system looks like. You will understand and configure the C4C also. I guess not today, I guess tomorrow. Day after tomorrow we will be continuing this. Today we are just starting it. Uh, so this scenario, so I have to provide this host details. These host details are taken from the URL of my cloud. This is the URL, and I have to take this host details. So this is my host detail. Okay. I have to provide here. So this is my host. And the port. Okay. So I just need to provide this thing, and port by default is 443 for all the C4C. If at times you have customized the C4C cloud at the time of installation or at the time of asking if you have changed the port, then only you need to change it here. Else you just need to give the host details here. At the sender side, you just give this one. Provide the uh, authorization type if it's the user role or if it's a client certificate. So user role means which user ID and password you are logging into the HCI. Okay. And the client certificate we have already configured multiple times, 1,000 times the client certificate. We import the client certificate and we then trigger it from our C4, our this boomerang. Anyway, so this is my user. I'm just keeping it as it is, and I will just click on deploy, and it will be deployed for this this tenant, this C4C client. Again, at C4C end, what type of certification authentication do I need to do? Will it be basic authentication or client-based authentication? Again, for the certificate-based authentication, I need my C4C would be providing me the certificates, and if it's not its client, then I will be giving the username and password here. Okay. Username here itself. Okay. We will be understanding what exactly this username and password credential names means. Credentials, it means you need to provide the user ID and password, but here it's only one field, only the credential name. So where do we save the user ID and passwords? We will see. Do I need to save? No, I do not save it. Okay. And this is my ID table. Now I go back to my package. I'll go back to my package. The package. Yes. In this manner. So I could have edited here also. I could have edited here also, which I showed you. I won't be getting further updates to my iFlow. I could have changed the iFlow here in itself. See, I clicked on yes. And if in case I want to add something or customize this iFlow, this standard iFlow, I could have added and sub process mapping or some events. Let's say if I am adding a mapping, so I put click here and I can place this, and I can deploy this also. Okay, but let's say I want to do this on my Eclipse. So how to do this on my Eclipse? Discarding it. I'm going back to my package. There is an option in the action called download. So we know what is metadata is. Metadata, it gives just a briefing about what is, which interface is this, and uh, which is the sender and which is the receiver, and little bit description. You can delete this package also because this is an editable one. You can configure and deploy. Okay, you can directly deploy and you can configure and deploy. But there is one more option in my editable package called download. So I click on this download button, and you will see one zip file getting downloaded on my local. This is my zip file. This is the one. It is present on my local system. Okay. Now what I have to do, I have to import that to my Eclipse. So how to import this? I will go to my file. There is an option called import, or else I could have clicked anywhere in my project explorer, and there is an option called import. You click on the integration content archive, but from integration content archive it's not possible. You can just it is not, because from this import you can only import the jar file but not the zip file. So to import that, what you have to do, you have to go here, click right click, go to the others option, others, from import itself. So from here only import, click again on import, go to the existing project into workspace, okay, under the general. From this import, you can either import the jar file, the Java jar file, which is created for the that iFlow, okay, or you can import directly from your tenant. But if you have downloaded some iFlow or some package from your HCI discover or design screen, what you can do, go to your general. Under general, you have existing project into workspace. Click on next. Wherever that file is placed, go to that location. Okay. Let's, yes. So this is my latest iFlow which I have downloaded. This is the one. Okay, I will click on open. It will give me the iFlow details. That this is the package name, and under this there are some projects. So click on finish, and you will see one package created. The package is based on the name which I have created at the HCI. Okay, so 54 2017 648. Okay, okay. Here you will again see all those things. You will be having the resource, okay, your source, main resource, integration flow, and your digital file. Okay, you won't be having your mapping file because this is one-to-one, so there is no mapping involved, so no uh, mapping package or script package or anything like that. Okay, your value mapping and all those things are not available. Anyway, so here is your integration flow which I have downloaded from my HCI tenant and imported that to my Eclipse. I could have done the configuration, same things in my web UI also, the same configuration, and I'm doing the same configuration. I've shown you the same configuration, and I'm doing the same thing here also. Okay. So any questions till now on this? I think everybody is very silent. Are you able to understand me? Am I going fast, going slow, even I'm connected or not to call?
Sir, can you show me the
Yeah, you.
connectivity between your HCI?
Sorry?
Show me the connectivity between SAP and HCI.
Connectivity. You want to see the adapter configuration?
No. SAP ECC to HCI connectivity.
Yeah, so again, that is would be the adapter configuration itself. No? So this is my sender adapter configuration, which is available in my prepackaged content. Okay.
But before
Don't
that,
get
we need to do
confused.
some basic settings, right? Like RFC
Yeah, we will do
destination.
that. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. That will be covered tomorrow. Don't worry about that. We will be covering up those
Okay, fine.
things. First
Yeah.
thing what we do in the why I do that because first configuration we do in our HCI, then we do at the sender system and at the receiver system. Okay, all those things will be covered. Okay, but as of now, let's concentrate on the simplest part which we are now aware of or are now with, familiar with. Okay, so this is the HCI configuration. In HCI, you have something called variable substitution. Don't get confused with this variable substitution you have in your PI. Okay. They are using the same name, but there is a different functionality. Variable substitution or variable creation is done in PI, in HCI. If you create, if you write, as of now, what we did, till now, we had configured the OData adapter or GUIP. We give you the reference from here. You get, you will understand. So till now, we have given the details directly here. It's kind of hard coding, but whatever means. If I say it's hard coding because everything is done at the same end. Generally, if there is a design portion and configuration portion, then you will be saying that hard coding is done that side, and you are using those variables here. You have created variables in your mapping, and you are using those variables in your configuration. But in HCI, everything is in front of you in your same screen. So it's not kind of hard coding, but you have configured in the assigned field itself. But let's say I don't want to directly show my address. So what I will do, I will cut this. Okay, I will write a variable here. Let's say address. Okay. Now in the externalized parameters, there would be one new variable created. Let's see if Just a second here. Just a second. So this address, I have defined one variable in my curly bracket, this address. Okay, I have saved this. Okay, I have saved this. Now I want to give this address the value whatever I have moved. What I will do, I will refresh this. Okay, and you will see one address field automatically generated in my externalized parameter. Okay, I did not do anything. I've just given the address here and automatically it came here. I will assign that value here. Same GOIP 1. Okay, and I will save it. I will save it. So that's what I want to save. And now I will save it. So the same thing means whenever at the same time, as soon as my PI will, my HCI will go for this one. Why there is an error? What is the error? I have given the variable. Let me check for any error. Okay, now it's passed, so no errors. Okay, so see in this address, this field, I have provided the variable address, and that is been defined under this portion. Okay, you get me, guys? Hello.
Got you, but what is the use of this one? We can directly assign the address in address tab. If you have multiple
Now,
address,
good question. Now it's SAP standards. Now means uh, what they think is means these parameters. What they do, uh, you can create multiple. I mean, at the same place. At the same place, you don't need to go for each and every uh, adapter. Means if in case there is a complex scenario which I showed you for the ERP to, let's say, SuccessFactor employee center. So in those cases there would be multiple senders and multiple receivers. Okay. So for that what they do, they create a variable, and under, you don't need to go to that each sender adapter or that adapter configuration, adapter specific, and you have to provide those details. Just open the externalized parameter and provide those details. Okay, and from there your HCI will pick up those details, and means just making one step less, means it's just removing one step less. It's not a very big deal, but what they do is they the standard scenario, they provide this adapter, this variable. So see, in this there is an ERP underscore address underscore 30. So that same address is defined here. Okay, this is here, which is defined. Getting me? You can edit this one. If you, I write something here, this is my center adapter configuration. Okay. This is my center adapter configuration. Uh, uh, and I can give that name here, changes here. Okay. And just for the record, just for your understanding and your knowledge, this, whatever the details are saved under this externalized parameter are saved in this file. So this package, this main dot resource, if you open this parameters dot prop, double click on parameters dot prop, you will find this variable value. Whatever variable I have defined, these are saved here, and from here this file, this externalized parameter value is coming. Okay. just for a reference, it's not a big deal, but you should know that from where this value are, in which package or which field this value are being saved. Okay, so in the parameter.com, all the values are being saved, and from there your externalized parameter is taking those things. Okay, just so that you can flaunt in front of other guys. Anyway, um, so this is about my address or variable declaration. Okay, so this is the standard way where SAP will declare your variable, and under your externalized parameter you will provide the URL. Either if you don't want, you can delete it and you can directly write your URL here itself. Okay, all depends on you. All depends on you how to, means if you want to go with the externalized parameter or if you don't want to go to the externalized parameter. Okay. Now for the sender adapter configuration, okay, this is the only thing I need to configure. I just need to provide the URL. Okay, and this URL is already being given by SAP. So I would be using the same URL. Why to create my own rather than SAP has given their standard URL? So I will be keeping the same URL. Okay. If let's say I have multiple scenarios, in that case I will be uh, create or writing 1, 2, 3, 4 in front of it. But if I have a single scenario, then I won't be changing the URL, and I will be keeping it as it is. Okay. I don't want to do the sender data validation, so I'm not. Hello, am I audible, Shankar?
Yes, Anat. Yes, Anat, I can hear you.
Can hear me? I think Sairam is dropping multiple times, so I'm getting those notes. Anyway, so I won't be having the authentication or something like that. I will be just keeping it as standard processing time and robust, because in this case, this is just connection test, nothing else. So no mapping, nothing. Okay. Uh, apart from this, I don't require any sender adapter configuration. That's it. Okay. And at the receiver end, which is my cloud, okay, the cloud adapter, uh, uh, cloud connector. Okay, so in this case, I will go back to my channel configuration and adapter specifically the same way which I did on the web UI of my HCI. I just need to provide the host details. Okay. So what they have done is they have created again a variable for my host and my port. Okay. This is my host. This would be my full URL of my HCI, my C4C. Okay. So I just need to provide the host details and port details in my variable, whatever the variables. This would be host variable. So this is my host. Okay. I need to provide this thing. So what I will do, I will take that host. Okay. Again from here, and I will place this to my this one. Okay. And in my port it is already been defined 443, the same way it was on my cloud, means my web UI. Okay, so host details given, port detail given. I am not validating the sender, I am not giving anything, just for the sake of authentication I am giving the basic authentication name. We will be understanding what this artifact means. Okay, once again, just show you what this artifact means. Okay. So, apart from this artifact, I don't require any configuration. The artifact name I will be giving here again. I will be giving one artifact name, connect, connect. Okay. This is the artifact name I have given. Just the name. This is just the name. Okay. Now we will understand where exactly I will deploy this artifact. Okay. Before even deploying my HCI iFlow artifact, I have to deploy one security artifact. Okay. So what I will do, I will go to my tenant node. Okay. I will right click on it. I will click on deploy artifact, and there would be something called user credentials. Okay, so this is the user credentials. There are other things also which you can deploy. You can create your own adapters. I will be giving you a document at the end of this session how to create your own adapters. I won't be showing you in the live scenario. I will be providing you documents, and you can use those documents if required, because in general or in standard best practice we don't require the creation of an adapter. So you can deploy your own adapters from here, your key stores, your SSH certificates, your auth type authentication, OAuth type authentication, your public key certificates, your secret key certificate, your user parameters, and your credentials. So as of now, we will be just concentrating on the user credentials. Just click on next, and it will say for which type are you creating the user credentials. Are these for the uh, 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 any other system, or it is specific to your success factors. So as of now it's for C4C, so I'm just keeping it as it is. I'm keeping it as my default. I am giving the name where what I have given there, connect COD. Okay, whatever I have given COD. Credentials for C4C. Okay, just a description, so that whenever I open that credentials, it is visible and it is understandable by my name itself. Okay. Then I will be giving the name, whatever the user ID and the password. So what are my user IDs? So whatever the access details through which I am able to access my C4C. So again, let's say my this is my user ID, and say XYZ is my password. Repeat XYZ. It's okay. Now I can deploy this to my tenant. So I'm just clicking on finish. Okay. And I will go back to my tenant. Okay. And there are some different, it has been deployed successfully. Okay. I will go to my deployed artifact. Okay. And I will see which artifact I have deployed just now. There would be one more which I have by mistake deployed. I will undeploy that also. Let it come back. So let's sort based on the time. So this one which I deployed right now, analytic integration. This is the one. Okay, analytic integration. And this is the user ID or credentials which I have right now deployed. So you can understand by the type that which type of this artifact is. So bundles are always the iFlows. Okay, bundles, and here it's written IFL map or specific iFlow mapping. Okay, and this connect COD. This is the type of credentials. This is the specific for credentials only. Okay, and it is for all the nodes, all the tenant. It would be accessible by other iFlows also. Okay, so I will be giving this name here. Configuration. This one. So in the credentials, what it will do, it will search, first of all, it will search for this variable. Okay, this variable it found out here. So here it's the connect.cod. Okay. And then this connect.cod, as soon as it finds this variable name, it will go to my tenant and it will search for this connect.cod security artifact, and under this which is the user ID and password, and based on that user ID password I will be iFlow will be able to access the cloud. Kind of 2-3 steps, but 2 steps extra, but this is very good feature because see, you must have multiple cloud scenarios. Let's say when you have the when you are implementing one cloud one package from your ECC to your C4C. So you implement all the iFlows which are present in those. So it would be 30 iFlows or 28 iFlows which would be present. So based on that, if you are implementing each time, then you need to give the user ID password every time. Okay, the same user ID, and if that user ID, if the password gets changed, then you have to go to each iFlow and change those password in those iFlows. So it would be an hectic task. So what they have given is you can directly place the your credentials on the cloud and change those things on your cloud itself. Click on edit here, okay, and change the new password. Let's say again XYZ and again XYZ and XYZ. So once I have changed the password here, it will be reflected in all the iFlows which are across in my tenant, all the tenants, in my tenant, same tenant. Okay, getting me? Or should I repeat? If you have a query, just ask me because I guess it was too much which I gave just now. Hello, guys.
Yeah, Shanad, I'm listening.
Yep. So you're getting me with what is first of all your security content. Uh, how do we deploy the security content and how those are used in your iFlows.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So now the next thing comes is how to deploy the same security content in your web UI. So again, we should be aware of how those things are, these things are working in your web UI also. So go to your monitoring. Okay. Okay. Again. One select photo. Yeah. So this is open. Now in this there is something called manage security content, security material. So click on this manage security material. and you will see the one which I have right now deployed, connect COD. Just now I have deployed this one now. I can add new one, again I can create new one. I can edit the security content if I want, or if I want I can undeploy it also if I want. So I can click on undeploy, it will ask do you want to undeploy? I will say yes. And in a matter of seconds it will be removed from my cloud. So now you don't have that security content. So this is what your security content means. Okay, this is again a good feature available in your HCI. Okay, you just change it one place and it's visible everywhere. Okay. Now coming back to our iFlow. Okay. Coming back to our iFlow. Okay. We have the you have this iFlow, you have done the configuration at the sender side and at the receiver side. At the receiver side also we are not validating the, we don't require the WSDL because it is directly hitting the URL of your C4C, so we don't require any WSDL. Okay, and no service, nothing else required, and just the basic authentication. So this is the only configuration which is required at your HCI end, and it is universal to all your iFlows. Okay, it's not only about your C4C or SuccessFactor, or let's say for your Ariba. So this is the only thing which you do to create your interfaces and do your configuration. The major things we have already covered. Uh, we have covered this one, our content modifier or our message persistence or the security content. Those things are covered. But if you have a standard iFlow for which you have bought your HCI, for those things you can use, you just do this type of configuration. You just save it, you execute the checks. Let's say there are no checks, errors in the checks. You deploy this to your cloud, and your iFlow is there and ready for your message transformation and the processing. Okay, so this is the only configuration we do in our HCM. Any questions till now, sir? So just to sum up what we have done today, we are moving ahead also, but what we have done today is that we have understood how to configure the standard scenario in your web UI. Okay. Through your Eclipse UI also, we understood how to create the security content in your web UI, Eclipse UI. What are externalized parameters? Okay, where exactly those externalized parameters are saved? How to import the content of your API to your HCI. So all these things we have done today, kind of we have done today. Any questions for this topic, till now this topic? Because we have covered too much today. Okay. And these are the major things which you will be doing in your day-to-day task in your HCI. Okay. So, uh, so this, so in our next session what we will do, we will do the configuration at the ECC end, or the first we will complete the ECC end, and lastly we will be going for our C4C configuration. Okay, so again some one hour for ECC, one and a half hour for ECC, and one and a half hour for our uh, C4C we will be understanding, and then we will be doing a test. Let's see how it works. Okay. And for this, I would be providing you the documents also. All the documents are with me. I will be providing these documents also to you guys. Okay. Any questions? I think today's class is very silent. I don't know when things are, if you are able to grasp those things or not.
Anand, how many scenarios we have for C4C, like accounts, contacts? So how many scenarios? It's a single scenario for master data or it's multiple scenarios?
As in, I didn't get you. I didn't get your question, sir. So means,
No. For
let's say,
C4C integration, is that the master data is going to be a single artifacts or it's going to be multiple like contacts, accounts,
there would
products?
be multiple. Yes. So thanks for that question. Let's go to that package. Okay. I'm going to that package to so that you can understand it better. Oh, sorry, I just opened the monitor. So you had the HIBRIS address. This is the one which we have updated today. Under this artifact, and there are 54 scenarios which are to be implemented by when you are doing a integration of your HCI with your of your C4C with your uh, ECC. So see, you can see confirm when I say master data replication. One second, you will see you will be having the replicate attachment for business. You replicate business partner address from ERP to ERP, business partner contact details from ERP to ERP, both the way, to and fro, one from ERP and other again from your to your ERP. Okay. Replicate your business partner, first of all, business partner material, your product, all those things are listed in this, and based on your requirement, if you are replicating, let's say your products are being replicated from your ERP to your ECC, to your C4C, then you have to uh, uh, implement that iFlow also. Okay. So I think that this answers your question. We have to implement all those scenarios differently for contact address, for contact, for materials, for business partners. For each one of them, we have to create, we have to implement different iFlows. Hello. Hello. So does it answer your question, sir?
Yes, Anand. Yes, Anand, I can see. Yes.
Okay. So any other questions? Let me know. Else we will have the regular sessions, and by end of this week we will be completing our sessions. But before this ending of this week, we will be covering this. Any questions? Let me know. Okay. We, I mean, this is the things which you will be doing day in day out for your HCI. When you are working on HCI, you will be doing these things day in day out. Variable substitution, creation of your artifacts, creation of your security contents, configuration of sender, configuration of receiver, importing structures from your PI. So you will be doing these things very regularly. If you ask me tomorrow also, I will be repeating the same thing. Not to worry about that. Okay. But you should be clear about these things. Okay. And you should be aware of your basics should be clear about these things. Okay. But the things would come in your live scenarios, those things need to handle. So first of all, this thing should be clear with you.
Yes, Anas.
So with the
Yeah,
yes, sir,
we'll
thank you.
cover a kind of a C4C scenario or success factor scenario or real-time scenario.
We will covering the C4C real-time scenario. Don't worry about that. End to end. And if you are aware of C4C, then it's kind of identical for success factors also. And we have already done the integration for OData, so it covers your 80% of your success factor configuration at the HCI end also. Okay. If you want, I have already forwarded the adapter configuration, which is specific to when speaking. There is no much difference. If you know the OData, then it's identical.
I tried to give the success factor credentials and I can't able to pull the query actually. So I tried.
No, so you it gave the correct URL of your success factor. Means as soon as you go to your success factor, see how it works. Let me go to your OData also so that you understand what I mean to say. So see, I am going to my OData adapter. If I have given this URL, let's say this URL. If I mismatch this up by a little, then it will not allow me to go to the next step. See, it will say connect, fail to connect to OData system. Reasoning, this URL is not correct. If I click C here and I click next, it will allow me to go to this next page. So if you have given the correct URL, then only you will, and in that URL also if you have given the
No, I
correct
gave the
user ID
correct
password.
URL only, which is already developed in Delbumi. So the same credentials and other things URL I tried to give here.
But what is the error you are getting?
No error is coming. So it's not displaying all the modules here. So when you do this right, you will be getting all the modules. So when, yeah, this is not coming for me.
Okay.
So you are getting this three, right? Query and other things are there. Create, update is there. So how you in the module, so in the channel configuration.
Okay, once again. Yeah.
No, can you go to the channel?
I'm in the channel.
So you're not given username password here. It's not required.
Oh, this is the data. One second.
So you got the operation details query get, right? So in Neon, so we have three channels, right? So three things is coming, create certain things. Can you, yeah,
Where? Yes. Create post and output.
yeah.
So first of all, give your user ID and under this credential name, again, the thing which we did today, okay, whatever the things which we did today, we created a credential and deployed that credential to the HCI uh, uh, our tenant. And in version V4, it's like this, but in version V2, you are provided with the this one modeling. In the version V2, to have the same thing which you have in the OData adapter. Okay.
Okay. So any difference in sender and receiver channel configuration?
Kind of same.
I tried with
But generally OData center
yeah, I tried
in
with
this one.
SuccessFactor, yeah, and OData also, OData adapter also, but I can't able to get the.
Sorry.
I tried with both OData and SuccessFactor adapter, but both the things I can't able to pull the module.
I have to see your system then.
Okay.
Anyway, we will cover up again, and what I will do, you can share your screen after the class, after others can leave, and then we can solve your query, not to waste
Okay.
time over them. Okay. Tomorrow you are based out of India, no? So we can take it tomorrow also.
No, I'm not in India.
Oh, Pradeep, sorry. So anyway, whenever we get time tomorrow or day after tomorrow, after
Mhm.
15 minutes you will see your screen and then we'll try. Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
so other than that, any questions for others? If it's not, then we can end the session right now, and we can meet up
Okay,
tomorrow
sir.
at the morning. Sorry, someone saying?
No, no, nothing, sir. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So tomorrow, same time morning,
Same time in the sense usual class.
8. Yes, usual class, weekdays class.
Okay.
Okay. So this week we'll be ending our sessions, and I will be giving you all the documents, whatever the documents are remaining with me. You will be getting those documents. Also, I'll be sharing all my details, mail address with you. Okay. So in further classes, if you require, you can get in touch.
Janak,
Anyway, guys, let's meet up
if you
tomorrow.
have any C4C integration document, can you share it?
I have it. I will be sharing it, sir. Each and
Okay,
everything
okay,
I will be sharing. Okay.
okay. Thank you.
And tomorrow, your C4C configuration, we will, day after tomorrow, sorry, Shankar. Day after tomorrow, we will be covering up the C4C configuration. Each step for C4C to ECC, C4C to HCI, and ECC to HCI. Okay. Anyways, meet up tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, Shanak.
Bye.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.